next I would introduce the idea of summon. The best way to do that is to actually open up summon, which I will do. Bring it up on the teacher's monitor, and this is an example. It looks like a basic box right there, articles and more, search summon. Some libraries make it more predominantly just a blank search box, kind of like Google, but this one, this example, it's a little more complicated of a screen. But anyway, and we'd start to talk about what summon contains: scholarly articles, magazine, journal articles, books and newspapers. But it's all things that Ferris, or the library that subscribes to it, owns. You also at this point need to have a discussion of why these are the materials that you need for college, that they're more credible, they're more reliable, all of that. And if nothing else, the real hammer home is that this is what your professors expect from you. And if you don't turn it in, your paper's in with these kinds of research topic, sources, you're not going to pass the class. So if nothing else, that's kind of a negative way to address it, but sometimes that's the most effective way. And then the best thing to do is to demonstrate it while thinking out loud. So I would put in, for example, I might put in elder abuse and click search, and then I would talk students through what it is that I'm finding. You'll see that I found 417,000 results. That's not actual, it's not a very small number of resources. I would point out that it's finding them by relevance. That's how Google searches, but you can rearrange it by the most current or the oldest. And then I would talk about the faceting over here, where you can refine it to only full text items and why we may or may not want to do that. If we want to limit it to peer review, we could do that. Items in the catalog, which would limit it predominantly to books, but here we can do it by content type, subject terms, we can do it by date, and if we had multiple libraries, we could do it by library and languages. And you can see, I'm going to just point out from this perspective, this is not the library I work at, and I'm able to run a search. Now I can't access any of the full text because I don't have access, I don't have to log in, but the whole beauty of this product, and this is what I would emphasize, especially to off-campus students, is see, I already was able to search and I didn't have to log in, which is a huge sticking point for students. It's a barrier. So this is very frictionless. So I would talk about that. Like I said, I would talk about what I'm finding on the screen. I would open more of it up, talk about why I might want to limit and refine my search here. And then I would show them how to find the full text, which I can't do in this for this purposes because I don't have access to the full text here. So after I've done that, I would then want to break them up into groups and hand out a worksheet. And then it has a hands-on, and then they would have to do these searches. They would try global warming in Google, and there's some questions to get them started talking about it, and then try that search in Summon and see what kinds of resources. And the big emphasis would be on what kinds of things are we finding. And then, are they good? Are they reliable? Are they objective? Are they scholarly? So we would do that. And then part of that, because to make it active, not only are they doing hands-on practice, but then I would ask the groups to report out, either calling on them randomly to either answer one question or just to report on their whole search project, maybe some surprises they had. In the meanwhile, while they were working on it, I would be walking around listening to them or helping them, but so I can clear up any misconceptions they might have. That happens a lot. So, and then the last thing that I would do is that I would review the differences, again, between the free web and the deep web, the types of information that can be found in library databases, i.e. Summon, and then review how to use Summon. But the hands-on practice will have helped a lot with that. The real big pro of this, and the whole reason for going with Summon, is that it meets the students where they are. They don't have to do anything extra, really. They don't have that barrier. And the con is that it delays the inevitable. Eventually they're going to have to learn how to search subject-specific databases, and they're going to have to learn when they need to do that. But that's the whole point of the next plan. And then there's effective strategies that we can employ.